In this video, we are going to know about the generations of computer. There are 5 generations of computer, and we will also see in which generation which type of changes are made. So let us go to the topic. Our first point is first generation. First generation, this generation lasted from 1953 to 1958. Vacuum tubes were used as hardware. As today we see the hardwares, but at that time, at the place of hardware, vacuum tubes were used, which were generally big in size and required much energy and much space. Usually, a root all these vacuum tube computers. Slow performance speed was very slow. Processing speed was very slow and also have less storage capacity. Low level language was used as machine language. Today in present time we use high level language which are much easier to make the program, but at that time low level languages are used which were very difficult to make the programs. But in 1952 assembly language was introduced by Dr. Grace Hooper, which had somewhat level to make the programs. And some examples of computer of that times are IBM Mark 1. Then comes the second generation, which lasted from 1958 to 1966. Transistors, Transistor replaced vacuum tubes. In this generation, at the place of vacuum tubes, transistors were used. Transistors were small in size and required less energy, and they are made up of semiconductor. In this increase in processing speed, in compared to first generation, this generation processing speeds were increased. Magnetic storage device begin to use. In this generation, storage device were made of magnet in increase of storage capacity. Use of computer for commercial purpose. In this generation, computers were come to be used in field of commerce, trade. Beginning of batch operating system. Batch operating system has begun to be used in this generation. Then comes the third generation, which lasted from 1966 to 1974. In this generation, integrated circuit replaced transistor. Transistors were replaced by integrated circuit, which made it easier and made and decreased the size of computers and as compared to second generation. Invention of chips and RAMs. With the invention of chips and RAM, storage capacity were increased and also processing speeds were also increased. Cheap and small sized computers were available. As told you earlier, that computer size were decreased and were they are also available in cheap price in markets. High level languages were started to make programs. In this generation, high level language was used and which made it easier to make the programs. That different companies started to make hardware and software, not software and hardware of same companies, but in this generation they were of different companies. Pascal and Basics are high level languages program of. Then comes the fourth generation, which lasts from 1974 to 1982. In this generation, we will see the invention of microprocessors, which leads to the increase in processing speed as compared to the third generation. Invention of personal computers, which results invention of personal computer results in different fields, that is commerce, school, office, etc. Introduction of memory. Magnetic disks were replaced by memories, and in this generation only beginning of a LAN, WAN and multimedia started. With the beginning of LAN and WAN, it high speed, reliability. GUI was also invented, that is graphics user interface was also invented in this generation only. Graphics gives a good put an amazing look to your computer or your programs or games, software, whatever you make or your computer does. Development of MS-DOS, MS Windows, and Apple operating system. C language invented in this generation only. C language was invented, which helped a lot in programming fields. Today also we use the C language as the medium of program. Then comes the fifth generation, which lasted from 1982 and going on till now. Development of ultra large scale integration, invention of optical disc, which led to the new revolution in the storage capacity, which increased the capacity of storage. The field of networking, www, internet, email were introduced. Introduction of new technology, text to speech, speech to text, and artificial knowledge, which helps a lot in grammatical mistake, and we can let the computer write or type or teach. Today also we use Google search, voice search, speech to text. A supercomputer, desktop computer begin to be used, which helped a lot in the office, government, or a school for writing articles, books, whatever it may be. As we have seen that in this generation, email and internet were introduced, so one can send or message to his friend living in any corner of the world. Also, we have created chart for your benefit that you can compare each generation on a simple list on the same page, which will make you easy to learn all these things. And I have said earlier that that when you remember some basic things in the generation of computers, that is hardware and software. Only software and hardware are changed in every generation, so by heart it very easily. Once you go to the through the chart, it will be very easy for you to understand everything. Thank you.
Please like, share and subscribe our channel and press the bell icon.